You remembered the very first night when he had given you a sweater. It was a cool summer evening, and you two were talking with each other. Who was your friend at the time? A close and familiar person amongst the vast array of people that still at the party. You were having a good time. Contrary to popular belief, Bakugo Katsuki was a lot of fun to hang out with if you got on his good side. You were playfully arguing with him at the moment, your body letting out amused laughs as the blonde boy fumed that you're teasing. So you're telling me that this Naruto kid would win against me in a fight? He narrowed his eyes at you, crossing his arms in a firm, unshakable stance. As he would, you sit back, standing your own ground. He's the main character of the show. Have you ever seen Naruto before? Ha, of course not, he growled. I'm not a weeb like you. But you seemed real invested when you watched Spirited Away with me the other day. Well, he tried to defend himself. But you knew you couldn't bring it in this his favorite movie. Whatever. It was a long time thing anyways. You smirked in triumph at him. Looks like I won. Shut up, nerd. He clicked his tongue as you laughed in response. It looked like he was annoyed, but you knew better. After all, Bakugo would not fear to converse with just anyone like this. You had known him for a while now, and you would say that you were the closest person to him besides Kirishima. You then let out a shiver as a sudden breeze flew by. You wrapped your arms around your torso, trying to stop the goosebumps from rising. What, are you cold or something? Bakugo asked as he observed your movements. Just a little, you admitted. Can't believe I forgot to bring a jacket with me. You're such a dummy. He insulted, and you're about to bite back. But you stopped yourself once you noticed him shrug his sweatshirt off. It was a simple black sweater, long and loose-fitting. He then shoved it onto your head, and you had no choice but to put the large piece of clothing on. You stuffed your arms through his sweater, and his sweet caramel scent had immediately hit your nostrils. It was warm wrapped around you, and it also covered you almost like a dress since it was so big. His next few words then hit your heart like it was a train wreck. It does look better on you than it does on me. There was a small but teasing grin on his face as he watched your cheeks flush with hate. Why did he have to do this to your heart? There were times when you two were nothing more than just friends, but there were also times when he said stuff like this, flirting with you as if he enjoyed seeing you get flustered. It was only then when you had remembered your painstaking crush on him. You had liked him for a while now, and there was nothing more that you wanted than to be his significant other, to hold his hand and hug him close, after some playful arguing like you two had earlier. But you were also painfully aware how oblivious he was about your desire to advance the relationship. You could feel your stomach turn and drop. The smile on your face instantly wiped away, as his eyes that were once on you turned their direction to somebody else walking past by. It wasn't just somebody else though. It was Uraraka Ochako. You watched the way his crimson eyes followed her form. She looked very beautiful today in a sundress. Her thick brown hair blowing in the wind. You galloped uncomfortably, shuffling the weight of your feet as she walked by, lighting up the world like she was the bright blue sky. Although his face remained blank, he was clearly mesmerized by her, unable to take his eyes away. You couldn't blame him either. Uraraka was cute and adorable, always radiating positive energy within her. You were nothing like that, which meant that you were nowhere near his type. And suddenly, you wanted to be anywhere else but here. You could feel your chest ache as you came to realize that your crush had liked somebody else. As his eyes still remained on her, even as she was far off into the distance, you suddenly decided that you had enough. Turning away, you grabbed the sweater that resided on your body. I don't feel so good. I want to go home, you said to him. There was no response, and you turned your back to look at him. He wasn't paying attention at all, and that was when you snapped. Katsuki! Huh? He suddenly blinked as he instantly turned his attention back to you. It seemed that he was caught red-handed, and with the way you were looking at him now, he knew that you knew. There was a small tint of pink on his cheeks, as you looked at him expectantly. What? This isn't what it looks like. He expected you to tease him, to joke about blackmailing him or something similar now that you knew. That would have been your typical response anyways if you didn't have this silly crush on him. You could only blink in surprise as you watched your unamused face turn away though. I said, you repeated again, I don't feel good. so I'm going home now. You wished you could see how much you liked him. You wished you weren't such a coward and could tell him about your feelings. But no, instead, you could only hold back your tongue as you watched your best friend fall in love with someone who you thought was brighter and prettier than you. Huh? Already? He asked in confusion. And that was when you decided to take the sweatshirt off. You shouldn't be feeling this better, but you couldn't help it. You couldn't help but shove the sweater back in his arms. I've gotta go. He didn't chase you as he walked off. He didn't even call your name. You could only imagine how confused he must have felt. How you were joking with him 1 minute, but in the next minute you were in a bad mood and suddenly wanted to leave. He didn't know about your feelings for him though. And so long as he had a crush on somebody else, he would never know. With that, we left the party for that night. Walking home alone. Little did you know that you would come to regret your actions.